Agree with that totally, Phil.
Yeah. No, I know you do.
I do.
I know you're a stats man.
Well, I just, you know what, when we first talked about it, I was just worried about the cost.
Right.
But if we can do something at an economical cost and be very transparent with everybody,
Right.
and months in advance, try to get out the word that something's coming,
Absolutely.
I think it would be awesome.
And I appreciate what Walker Institute up there can offer. My concern is, again, looking at the scientific method. You know, I don't know of any reliable polling group that goes door to door in a community. It's all done remotely, and so I think we'd want to stick with Qualtronics or whoever would give us the best deal. And appreciate everybody that made comments tonight. Great comments on both sides of issues. Appreciate everybody, all my fellow council members, and the votes that they made. Pressure was high at times, right? For all of us making a decision, and I really appreciate working with this group and the time that is taken and the discussion that's had. And don't always agree with the decisions that are made, but you know what? We're still friends, and we move on. That's all I have.
Hey. Councilwoman Stoker.
Couple of things. John, can we, when we made that decision several years ago on the outbuilding or a mother-in-law apartment, it had to be attached.
ADU.
Or, yeah,
ADU.
yeah. So I remember why we made that and the reason for it at that time. But since then, we kind of had talked about what were we going to put in place when these what are they, Airbnbs? Airbnbs come up. So we had talked about that, but I don't know that anything was put in place, and now it has come up, and I'm sure it won't be the last time it comes up. So we probably maybe do need to look at that 1034 again, that paragraph, and see, and have staff look at it and make some recommendations and on what others have done or not done with that.
Okay.
And then tonight was tough, and I do agree. I think we need somebody to do a scientific study that doesn't involve us and gets more of a unbiased opinion of what's going on. So the residents know, we know, and be definitely better at transparency. And I do appreciate comments, the support that's given, good, bad, or otherwise, as I always say, and also my council members. I think you're all great. And staff is wonderful. Oh, my gosh. I think I have it rough. They have it even worse. And appreciate all that our employees do. They make our city run. We stay safe, and it looks nice. So kudos to our employees and mayor.
Thank you. John?
I'll probably shoot a follow-up email to the council just to seek some feedback on, future stuff, what sort of information we can get for you. I will tell you that with that agreement with DOR that we didn't talk about tonight, there are still 2 projects in there that'll come back to council. One of them is something that's in our capital facilities plan, and we will be doing anyways, regardless of the agreement, because there's roughly 160 acres served by that pipeline. We have it in our long-term capital facilities plan to do, and so we have to do it. Well, we don't have to, but the expectation is that's why people pay impact fees for stormwater. The other one, there's some excess capacity in Oak Lawn Park that 2 developments wanted to use, and the engineer felt like it was a good opportunity to split the storm flow into 2 different drainages, for lack of a better word. And so the idea will be the Brown property that was just annexed into the city will be routing, or the engineers recommended we route stormwater at that point so it can either go down through the cold water channel or shift over and go down behind through Oak Lawn. And so that both of those things were in that agreement and were some of those items that were discussed. In my opinion, I think they were offered because they were things that the city was looking at doing anyways. But so those will come back, and particularly the one at Oaklawn will come back to the council because the folks who are developing the Brown property are going to make a request to buy that excess capacity and in essentially like we did with the Wadman Park development, or the folks who drained into Wadman Park instead of building a separate detention basin. That helps us in a couple ways. One is instead of 3 basins to mow, we have 1, and things like that. But anyways, those will come back. Obviously, the other things that related specifically to the development weren't or won't be discussed. And well, in theory, I think they'll still come in looking for what type of project the council sees to fit on that piece of property. I think they'll still be filing under the MPC and asking the council to weigh in on that, so you can expect that to come. And let's see what else. Oh, just along those lines, something that I commonly saw with Brent Taylor was he would always say, "I will promise you that I will support this position when it goes to the council." I never heard him promise anybody something other than he would do his best to get the council to approve it. So for what it's worth. And other than that, I hope you know that I was explaining to one of our residents who was asking questions about this project. I said, it's fairly easy for me because I don't usually get emotionally attached to projects and things like that. So when someone tells me no, I move on. So, and I hope you know that for most of the staff, the department heads especially are professional enough to know that a no doesn't mean anything other than the council has a different vision, and that's just fine. So, don't think anyone's mad or anything like that. It's part of the job, and we just do our best and hopefully give you the information you need. So, thanks so much.
Well, thank you, John. Appreciate you and the staff.
Okay. Lauren? I guess I'm not missing anybody else. Thank you all for coming this evening. Thanks for your participation. City government, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.